you could put up 5 wrestlers and then put up 5 teams, no, 5 players for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I guarantee you those wrestlers are going to be way more recognizable than the players. That's what it is.
And Google.
Yeah. That is great. That's also something I didn't know about the showrooms and going in and saying, pulling something for a wrestler and being turned down. It sounds like that's changed immensely, which is fantastic. And it proves that wrestling is, as we're starting to see, and we're getting into an age where, as far as the mainstream goes, we're kind of creeping back into that in terms of the recognizability. So that's really, once again, like I said, you're pioneering something as a stylist that we haven't quite seen before. In your perspective, Troi, where do you see styling going in terms of, say, the next 2, 3, 4 years, particularly in wrestling, but also, if you don't mind speaking, just in general, because the world is changing.
Yeah.
We have AI that's now, a whole different conversation, but of course I'm sure it's going to change styling in some way, probably more technology. So where do you see your job moving into in the future, and just the job of styling in general?
Well, I feel like creativity is inside of you, right? Like you can always, I was talking to Sarath earlier about just being inspired. And how I want to start doing things to get more inspired. So it's like, you have the AIs and you have things like that, but I feel like as a creative, you're always gonna come up with something that, you know what I mean? Like that's unique and that's different. If you got it inside of you, if that makes any sense. More elevation, like more clientele, like more, maybe even creating teams for certain wrestlers. Do you know what I mean? Like a brand, like, you know what I mean? Like you have your stylist, you have your stylist assistant, you have, for like big name wrestlers, you know what I mean? Like create something unique.
So do you see, like, in the next few years, do you see wrestlers like kind of putting together a team the same way you would see social media stars and movie stars?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like that's the way it needs to go, because it's like, you want to be more recognizable. You want to get the eyes of Hollywood. You want to be on my side and get the eyes of fashion. Like, come as a whole package. Like, the Carney thing. Like, you don't want to just be stuck in this one little box. My reasoning of reaching out to a lot of the clientele is to get them on red carpets, to get like them in Mac ads, get them in like a fashion show, a Fashion Week fashion show that's actually legit. Not that. Let me take that back. Like all the fashion shows are legit, but you know what I mean. Like a higher brand, like a wrestler in the Valentino show, a wrestler in a Gucci show, a wrestler, dig that deep. You know what I mean? Like really take over like the fashion world.
Would love to see that.
Yeah, and a lot of absolutely, a lot of the wrestlers are interested in fashion.
Yeah.
It's just about actually taking the step in learning all that I come with, or all that comes with having a stylist. Not necessarily me. There's tons of stylists out there.
Absolutely, you're killing it. You're one
Thank
that's
you.
killing it. This conversation could go on for hours.
Thank
I
you.
feel, but I believe we're at the point where we can take questions. We're at the Q&A portion. So if anyone has any questions that they'd like to present to our lovely panel, please feel free to introduce yourself and have fun.
I'll kick things off. So I love Seth Rollins' fashion. So that's obviously
Thank you.
been incredible, and I think it is a good example of how the character has evolved, but also kept a lot of core elements that design-wise. So as a designer, when and this could be for anyone on the panel, when your character is going to have, or the wrestler you're working with, their character is going to have a character evolution or a storyline evolution, how do you grow and change their costumes over time to reflect that, while identifying and maintaining those key design elements that are core to their character?
Normally, so what I try to do, I can't speak for everyone else, but what I try to do is I try to slowly like evolve a wrestler's look into that new design. So for instance, with Seth, we went from the architect and that kind of look. So there's a lot of geometric shapes, a lot of kind of a tech look. And then when we went into the visionary visionary era for him. We started slowly, using flashier fabrics, brighter colors, changed the straight lines to curved lines. And then we started implementing some lace, some sheer, and you slowly start adding it in. And then eventually you get to a WrestleMania where you put it all together, and that becomes a full lace outfit with Swarovski crystals and a giant jacket with light blue fur on it. It's just if you watch the evolution of his character going up to that point, you'll start to slowly see all those elements starting to come into him until it finally hits that point where it kind of just like the pièce de résistance, for lack of a better term.
Fire.
Oh man, so
Instead of Renaissance.
Pièce de
yeah.
résistance.
It's two things. So I'm a very fortunate where I did have at least a couple of reps that I'd seen with me over time. But one of my favorite designs that I did was for Leo Rush, Man of the Hour, the first version of it. And what I like is become to me is whatever I did the first time has to be better than the last. And so it's like, how do I outdo myself? So with that, if you come to me, I need to know who you are, which means you need to know who you are. Because I love treating wrestlers as a brand, right? So with Leo, I got to really talk to him and understand how he thinks, and also enjoy the character as well. So that helps me. And so a lot of my design styling wise, I wear signatures like Art Deco, a lot of line work and all that stuff. And it's like, well, how do I take the trunks that I originally did, and now he wants to have long time, so how do we do that, but like elevate it? I looked at the sketch of the trunks, and then went to my CAD for the tights, and just we're gonna add these lines here. Okay, here's the color scheme: gold, black, white. All right, here's the logos, crystals, and it was just like a magic needed happen. A very timeless piece. And then as far as this goes to the favorite year I ever designed on a story art, a bittersweet one. So when I learned that I had the opportunity to design for Cody Rhodes, my brain said he was playing it. So I went all out. I'm like, he would defeat the evil over the brains, and so he's round above and everything, and so I gave that brother wings, gold wings, and I wanted him to shine and just look so regal, like like the prince of the king, the knight is shining glory to defeat over the brains, and so that was my inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And that was the story that was for us, the whole world, but I was so dedicated to that. I even thought about how the cameras would hit the angles when he came out of the Cody comes out from the floor.
Yeah.
So I knew when he came out the floor, you're gonna see the wings. And it's breathtaking. It's breathtaking. And I was hoping there was gonna be an aerial view so you can see the wings and the cape drag on the ground, which it was only for a little bit, but the wings definitely took how can I say? I'm losing words, Candace. It was definitely like the focal point of the aura of, oh my goodness, he's gonna save the day. You know what I mean? And so so in that regard of your question, once we all know enough details, I think, and are invested in actually what's going on, it's easier to design or create for them, also keeping the integrity.
Real quick, that outfit's sick. That's sick. You walked in, I was like, oh.
Oh my God.
Excellent answer.
Last night.
Excellent answer and excellent question. That was great.
That hat,
So
I need that
we
hat.
have more questions.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, thanks for the talk. Fan of all your guys' work. I had a question about how you approach creativity. And I find that creativity sometimes it's, hitting the details, but when you have like an assignment, and you were talking about like the mechanical nature of this kind of going through the steps, knowing what you need to do and needing to step away from that, how do you engage your creativity and imagination? What are the conditions that you create so that you can tap into that really creative power where you can create an aha moment in your work?
Luther Vandross. I play music. I put on music. I get into my moment. I would jump inside of a car. I would drive. I'm so weird, but I would drive. I was telling Sarath, I would drive to Vegas. I would go to Vegas, and it's like the drive from Los Angeles to Vegas is so the landscape. Man, it's just beautiful. Like, and it sparks like different kind of creative juices for me. Makes me go on my phone, start screenshotting different inspirations. Even with designing, like it helped me like figure out something unique. Music, driving, the beach, Los Angeles, that's a plus. It's like well, an oasis. Like you go there and just,
I think for me, I'm always constantly trying to stretch my creativity. So I love to cook, I love to draw, I love to paint. Anything where I can use my creativity to create something like I lean towards. And I feel like using your creativity every day, whether it's something small, like, okay, today I want to try to incorporate like eggs into my pasta or something like that. Right? Just doing that, like, I feel like as long as your brain's always thinking outside of the box, and when it comes time to do something for like a year or something like that, your brain's already in that mode. All right, let me pull inspiration from something I might not normally do.
sick.
Wow, I just lost the answer, but that's okay. So, hold on. All right, so one of them is I love Six Skylines. Like I can just, so in Philly, you got the arguments. I can sit on those steps, just gaze and look around and be happy. I love the canoe and the lounge. I love the lighting. I love the vibes. I love it. But I do have my R&B tried and true playlist that has gotten me through many of the designs, especially most of the time if I was designing in W at night. So yeah, that for me, the Josie, Little, like all that good stuff. I should be dumping out at 1 o'clock in the morning. The evening hours, but I am about to sometimes I need project one place sometimes because sometimes I need a creative show while I'm creating.
Yeah.
For some reason it helps for me. So those are my good things.
I always have Saved by the Bell on.
Whoa.
Weird. I know it's weird. But that's what was on like when I was a child, at that 5-year-old, when I was stopped at the thing.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell, Power Rangers. So it's like certain shows, Martin. It's always nostalgic when I'm like in that mode of this is the fabric, this is this is that. It's very weird, but whatever was hot when I was 5 is what's around. what's going on when I'm free.
That is awesome. Oh, we have about 5 minutes left, so I think we have time for the last 2 questions. So for
Maybe Brandon, lifelong fan. My question is kind of about the business of the fashion. When your outfits are turned into an action figure or digitized into video games, how does the business of that look?
excellent question.
I am not I'm contractually obligated to not be able to sue about it. Yeah, but just know that one of my favorite things is being out at a toy store and seeing something I make. Like when WB came out with these not the Barbie dolls, but those dolls. Like I got to go to Mattel and actually see them before they were out, and it blew my mind. Just because there's a little girl that's gonna inspire them, and so you're like, just knowing that you had a hand in doing something that can then get translated to that. That's like check mark.